I'm exhausted, mentally and physically. Every day, it's the same routine.
In the vibrant heart of Maranga in Kenya, under the vast and endless sky, lived a woman named Njeri. Her life unfolded in a humble village where the sun smiled a little too generously, and the red earth was a testament to the hard work of its inhabitants. Njeri's days were woven with the relentless threads of routine, morning heralded by the crow of the rooster, nights drawn by the whispering winds. Before she knew it, she was pregnant. Her baby cooed and crawled, a bundle of joy tethered to a cycle of feeding, burping, and comforting, a routine that filled her heart even as her spirit yearned for more. The garden called next, its thirst quenched under Njeri's careful hands, her back bending to coax life from the soil. Harvest in tow, she ventured to the market, her feet tracing paths worn by the footsteps of those who came before her, buying what her garden did not yield. By noon, the sun stood witness to her next act, laundering clothes until her knuckles sang with a soap-scented ache. Clotheslines sagged under the weight of wet fabric, capturing the mountain breeze like flags of her domesticity. Then came the iron, pressing out wrinkles as if smoothing the creases of her own furrowed brow. The scent of the sukuma wiki she prepared floated out the window as she mopped the floor. Ah, life, Njeri sighed one day as she vigorously scrubbed the already spotless pots, her brow furrowed under a colorful headscarf.
You are a crafty thief, stealing my dreams and leaving me with sore hands and an aching back.
Her husband, Kamau, a loving man who loved to read his Bible, overheard her lament as he was working on the kitchen garden. That evening, as they sat in their living room to watch primetime news, he asked, Njeri, have you ever heard of Deborah from the Bible?
Deborah? Who's that? Tell me more about her, maybe I will forget the chores waiting for me.
Again, the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord, now that Ehud was dead. So the Lord sold them into the hands of Jabin, king of Canaan, who reigned in Hazor. Sisera, the commander of his army, was based in Harosheth Hagoyim. Because he had 900 chariots fitted with iron and had cruelly oppressed the Israelites for 20 years, they cried to the Lord for help. Now Deborah, a prophet, the wife of Lapidoth, was leading Israel at that time. She held court under the palm of Deborah, between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites went up to her to have their disputes decided. She sent for Barak, son of Abinoam, from Kadesh in Naphtali, and said to him,
The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you, Go, take with you 10,000 men of Naphtali and Zebulun, and lead them up to Mount Tabor. I will lead Sisera, the commander of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his troops to the Kishon River, and give him into your hands.
If you do not go with me, I will not go.
Certainly I will go with you, but because of the course you are taking, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman.
So Deborah went with Barak to Kadesh. There Barak summoned Zebulun and Naphtali, and 10,000 men went up under his command. Deborah also went up with him. Now Heber the Kenite had left the other Kenites, the descendants of Hobab, Moses' brother-in-law, and pitched his tent by the great tree in Zananim near Kadesh. When they told Sisera that Barak son of Abinoam had gone up to Mount Tabor, Sisera summoned from Harosheth Hagoyim to the Kishon River all his men and his 900 chariots fitted with iron.
Go! This is the day the Lord has given Sisera into your hands. Has not the Lord gone ahead of you?
So Barak went down Mount Tabor, with 10,000 men following him. At Barak's advance, the Lord routed Sisera and all his chariots and army by the sword, and Sisera got down from his chariot and fled on foot. Barak pursued the chariots and army as far as Harosheth Hagoyim, and all Sisera's troops fell by the sword. Not a man was left. Sisera, meanwhile, fled on foot to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, because there was an alliance between Jabin king of Hazor and the family of Heber the Kenite. Jael went out to meet Sisera and said to him,
Come, my lord, come right in. Don't be afraid.
I'm thirsty. Please give me some water.
She opened a skin of milk, gave him a drink, and covered him up.
Stand in the doorway of the tent. If someone comes by and asks you, Is anyone in there? Say, No.
But Jael, Heber's wife, picked up a tent peg and a hammer, and went quietly to him while he lay fast asleep, exhausted. She drove the peg through his temple into the ground, and he died. Just then, Barak came by in pursuit of Sisera, and Jael went out to meet him. "Come," she said, "I will show you the man you're looking for." So he went in with her, and there lay Sisera with the tent peg through his temple, dead.
Ah, Kamau, what a wonderful story. It's clear that as long as we walk in obedience, God can use anyone to accomplish great things. From now on, I will stop complaining and instead trust that God has a good plan for my life.